Have you ever had pals that make you feel a little uncomfortable, as though something isn't quite right? Even if they appear to be pleasant, there's always a sneaking suspicion that they may not be looking out for your best interests. You sense something is wrong even if you can't exactly put your finger on it. Because they detest the sensation, Sigma men would rather fly alone or with a small group of reliable individuals. People can feel fulfilled and validated without having a large circle of friends or 1,000 acquaintances. Although society might view this as a weakness, these people don't want friendships where they're uncertain of their status or fair-weather buddies. Here are 9 reasons why Sigma males don't need those kinds of friends. They don't have time for drama or games. Please help me grow the Sibros channel by subscribing and liking this video. I appreciate it. 9 reasons why Sigma males don't need friends. 1. They only get in touch with you when they need something. Those so-called buddies frequently only show up when they need something from you, in contrast to true friends who regularly check in to see how you're doing. It's as if people only think of you when they're in trouble or need of assistance. Instead of being perceived as merely a means to an end in transactional relationships, Sigma guys appreciate their independence and true connections. They would much prefer to be alone than be surrounded by people who only think of them in difficult situations or when they need assistance. Indeed, it seems to be somewhat biased. Imagine being the go-to person for assistance all the time, only to find that everyone is too busy when the roles are reversed. It becomes tedious and, to be honest, isn't a true friendship. Early detection of this imbalance allows Sigma males to decide to surround themselves with small groups of people who genuinely care about them rather than merely those who can help them. These men are always more interested in quality than quantity, particularly in friendship. As Havy Band famously warned, be wary of people who only contact you when they need a favor. These people are your fans, not your friends. 2. When you achieve, they feel jealous. When you succeed, some friends reveal their actual selves. Rather than being pleased for you, they get enraged or envious. Although they may appear friendly to you, they are not truly supporting you behind your back. This is a major factor in why Sigma guys favor isolation or having a small circle of close pals. Genuine companions ought to rejoice alongside you, not to feel intimidated or jealous. However, when someone begins to do well, individuals around them may feel overlooked or left behind, which can cause unfavorable emotions. It's not the best place for genuine connections, and the atmosphere here is toxic. Having a small group of friends who genuinely care about your achievement is preferable to having many acquaintances who view your success as a danger to their status or ego. Friendship is always more valuable in its quality than its quantity. Those who support you through good times and bad and who smile when you achieve are considered wonderful friends. Instead of putting you down, they are the ones who motivate and propel you towards your objectives. This is why it's usually a good idea to cut ties or stay away from those who can't be happy with your accomplishments. 3. They employ you as a springboard. Some people establish friendships to use them to advance in life. They only hang out with you because they believe you can advance their job or help them meet more influential people. It's more about what you can do for them than it is about their liking you for who you are. They depart as soon as they discover someone or accomplish their goals. This type of behavior is insulting and artificial. It has nothing to do with true friendship. Male Sigmas are willing to lend a hand to friends, but they will not put up with being taken advantage of. When they become aware of someone's true motivations, they promptly cut ties, move on, and sometimes even confront them. They are indifferent to the other person's feelings regarding it. They will break off contact with someone right away if they have a concealed agenda. A bad and dishonest buddy is more to be feared than a dangerous beast, as the Buddha once stated. A wild beast may inflict physical harm, but an evil friend will inflict mental harm, which is why Sigma guys avoid these kinds of friends. When you're not concerned with whether someone likes you for who you are or merely what you can do for them, life is easier and more joyful. Having no friends is preferable to being surrounded by self-serving individuals. 4. They oppose you rather than stand by you. True friends support one another without making everything into a contest. However, some folks are constantly trying to catch up to you, whether it's in terms of careers, vehicles, or personal accomplishments. This kind of competition wears you out. It seems like they're more interested in defeating you or establishing their superiority than they are in actually supporting you. True friendship is about supporting one another and celebrating victories together, not about who is in the lead. When you do something significant, you may find that these so-called buddies swiftly bring up their successes to take center stage rather than giving you sincere credit. This is not encouraging, rather, it is self-serving. It is therefore preferable to stay away from this kind of friendship. The fact is, life is difficult enough without having to hide from your pals. It is less stressful and requires less self-promotion to have few or no friends. It's healthier and frees you up to concentrate on being the greatest version of yourself without needless rivalry. This knowledge explains why Sigma men would rather maintain their peace of mind than associate with such energy-draining individuals. 5. They engage in backbiting gossip. Nobody enjoys gossip, particularly when it involves them. Imagine disclosing sensitive information to a friend and later learning that they have been discussing you with others. Male Sigmas prefer to have very few friends or none at all since they feel like it's a betrayal. It's just easier and more calm that way, and they don't want to deal with the drama of finding out who said what behind their back. In any relationship, trust is crucial, and once it's lost, it's difficult to regain. Are your pals truly your friends if they can't respect your privacy or preserve your secrets? Most likely not. It's better to be independent than to be concerned about who is circulating false information about you. Furthermore, gossip can seriously damage your reputation by casting you in a negative light even when the claims made are untrue. Even while Sigma men don't give a damn about what people think of them, they nevertheless prefer to stay out of situations like this. They cherish their privacy and don't want to be involved in any gossip-related drama or negative. 6. They give up easily when things get hard. True friends are put to the test in trying times, but regrettably, some individuals you believed were your friends can quickly turn on you when things become rough. This is one of the reasons it's sometimes preferable to be alone or in a small group. It's a sad fact, yet it happens frequently, but you don't have to suffer the disappointment of witnessing someone leave you when you most need them. Adversity reveals who is truly there for you. Everyone wants to be around you when you're doing well, but those numbers can quickly decline when things aren't going well. To avoid being let down by people, it is preferable to rely on oneself. Being self-reliant implies that you always have your own back. Whatever happens, you become stronger because you learn how to manage things on your own. You don't have to worry about other people's drama or them leaving you when you're all they have. You know you can rely on yourself, so it's easier and less stressful, and you don't feel alone. This kind of thinking keeps a lot of suffering and turmoil at bay, which is why it makes sense for Sigma men to want to have fewer close friends. 7. They pass off disparaging remarks as jokes. Joking around about you might occasionally make someone feel funny. It's not acceptable if you hear a friend constantly making fun of you or highlighting your shortcomings even though they claim it's all in good humor. This has the potential to severely damage your self-esteem and confidence. Your buddies should be your allies, not your detractors. Of course, it's acceptable to joke around and laugh, but it's not true friendship when those jokes are meant to be unpleasant or uncomfortable, especially when they happen in front of other people. Although Sigma men can take a joke and have a strong sense of humor, they can also spot when someone is making hurtful remarks that are passed off as humor. They won't put up with this kind of behavior and would much rather be left alone than have someone they regard as a friend continuously criticize them. A good friend would never make you feel horrible about yourself, even if they say it's just a joke. This is especially true when the humor is involved. If they have something unfavorable to say, they ought to be forthright about it and not try to hide it. Because of this, Sigma males don't require or desire those kinds of friendships in their lives. Sincerity is valued over corny jokes and passive-aggressive conduct. 8. They abuse your goodwill. While kindness and generosity are admirable traits, some people use them as an excuse to take rather than offer. They can expect you to always be there for them without you doing the same for them, or they might constantly beg for favors without giving anything in return. This solitary partnership may be exhausting. Being the giver all the time is unfair. Genuine friendships should be based on respect and support rather than taking advantage of the kindness of others for one's benefit. You don't need these kinds of pals in your life when they take kindness for granted. You should be accorded the same consideration and decency that you provide. Being alone yourself is preferable to being surrounded by people who view you merely as a resource. Breaking up with these people doesn't indicate that you're not kind. Rather, it shows that you value yourself enough to avoid being taken advantage of. 9. They pass judgment and criticism easily. Anybody might feel insignificant and unwanted when they are subjected to criticism or judgment from people they should be friends with. It is exhausting how these so-called buddies behave in this way. For self-aware Sigma men, it's all about striking a balance between helpful critique and unnecessary negativity. A buddy is not on your side if they are often the first to bring out shortcomings without providing encouragement or solutions. One's self-esteem can be severely damaged by this unrelenting criticism, which can also make them feel alone and misinterpreted. It's a common realization among Sigma males that solitude is significantly more desirable than being surrounded by negativity. Selecting solitude over such company is not a sign of antisociality. Rather, it's a way to prioritize mental wellness and preserve one's peace of mind. This strategy results in a life that is more emotionally stable and fulfilled, free from the burden of other people's opinions.